You can build the most incredible business in the world. You can create the most stellar program. You could use decades of expertise and compile it into a program that is value-packed and charge a lot of money for it, or a little bit of money, depending on what you want to do. And nobody will buy it if there is something running inside of you that is of a lack limited vibration. And I share this with you because some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you are out there doing good work in the world and people aren't signing up for your services. And I contemplate this a lot. Some people in our membership have been going through this, so I've really been going deep inside of myself to understand why this happens to good people with good work, amazing value to give, but nobody else is paying for what they're offering yet. And really what it comes down to, one of the ways of looking at it is that the inner child is really the foundation. And for those of you who don't like that word, just think of it as a place inside that may have experienced trauma, a place inside of you that might be more vulnerable, repressed emotions, things of that nature. If they are not tended to, if you are harboring a lot of unconscious beliefs that are telling you you'll never make it, you're not good enough, and you may not consciously, usually we don't consciously know that, but the results in our life are reflecting that. So if you have these unconscious beliefs and these feelings that are repressed inside, that are basically stuck to that belief structure that says, I'm not good enough, no one's ever going to value me, no matter what I do, it will never be enough. I know that's one that I've definitely worked through for many, many years. Or I'm alone, I have to do it all myself. Any lack beliefs are going to perpetuate lack until they are released, cleaned up, reprogrammed. So I have an amazing healer, and I don't even know what to call him, a magician. And he doesn't even take clients anymore. In the work that we were doing, it was all body-based, it was all physical. It was, more medical than it was anything emotional. But then all of a sudden he says, what happened to you at 15? And I'm like, oh my God, this guy has no idea that I've written a book about like emotional healing. Like, I don't need to go there. I do this work. My ego totally kicked in. And I'm like, 15, nothing happened at 15. I've already worked through like the little girl at 5 and 11. Those were the big trauma years. Like 15, like I was in high school. It wasn't, but something about him asking the question, because I trust him, I started to look deeper than the surface mind. And I just sat with a question, what happened at 15? And I just started sharing some things with him, and I started crying. So obviously there was an energy trapped in there. And long story short, his suggestion to me was sit with a 15-year-old, right? Do the inner child work, which was so beautiful to see this grown man share this with me, and this work, the diamond process, things of this nature are being respected in a medical community as well, in communities that you wouldn't necessarily expect to adhere to the idea that repressed emotions from the past can actually lead to all kinds of problems in the present. So this morning I was sitting with the 15-year-old in me, really picturing her, because in my head she was fine. Like, she had her boyfriend and her friends at school. Yes, it was a stressful time, but it seemed like she got through the worst of it. But when I sat with her, and I share this with you to really look at how you can apply this in your own life. When I sat with her, she was really sad. I mean, like, incredibly sad. She didn't have a mom. She didn't have anywhere to turn. She felt very isolated and alone. She actually had a mom. She had two moms, but neither of which were like both beautiful people, but not emotional, like not emotionally available, not nurturing like in that way, or what a mom really is to me, which is a safe, compassionate space that is very different than what a father is, right? And I had a very strong father figure in my life, and two strong mother figures in my life. Just there was a big missing piece in what they were equipped to offer at that time. So I held not the little girl, which always feels so natural to me, not the 11-year-old, which always feels so natural to me, but this grown, almost woman version of me, 15. She was powerful, she was confident, she was strong, and it was such a different embrace. And so I held her, and it was just this deep integration of, oh my God, she could relax, because her energy was so forward moving. It was so, I've got it, I'm an island, I can do it all myself. And I just held her and let her fall apart. And this is what inner child looks like. And when I say I let her fall apart, it's like relaxing deep inside, relaxing, letting go of an image, letting go of having to pull it all together, letting go of having to be perfect, and instead validating the victim. If you haven't seen my video on victim consciousness, it is a must. Definitely check that out. One thing that coaches miss often is they just try to get their clients to feel good now, to skip over all the bad stuff. And there is a step that's missing, and it's why people don't get results. The victim has to be validated. The feelings have to be validated before the transformation can take place, before one can move into their vision and the results they want. So I did that with myself, really held her deeply. And this is a way to radically shift your frequency, shift out of lack, because the 15-year-old in me was feeling lack of safety, lack of an embrace, lack of her needs, her deepest needs being met, safety. And a safe place to let go, a safe place to express, a safe place to cry and let it out. And some of you, if you're watching this analytically, this is going to seem like nonsense to you, and that's okay. But if you really do the work inside of yourself and you apply the energy of radical self-acceptance, not just to yourself today, but to who you are and all the versions of yourself leading up to now at the deepest level, you will experience the result, and it will change your life. And you will attract incredible things. I attract the most amazing opportunities. My life is, I couldn't paint it any better than it is. Well, I could add some things, I guess, but I live an unbelievable life, doing the work I love, making a living, a generous living, doing what I love with my beloved as partners in this, and I have my health, I have my amazing community. I could go on, but it's not about the stuff on the outside. It's about how I feel on the inside. That even on a bad day, I know I'm okay because I've got my own back. And one way to have your own back is inner child work. And one last thing I want to say is, oftentimes, you know, if you're in lack consciousness, if you are overgiving, if you are, these are just some examples, if you're overgiving, if you are offering your services and nobody is buying, if you're people pleasing and exhausted after you interact with people because you're overextending yourself and feeling super responsible for everyone else around you, and then your needs are being neglected, things like that, that's gonna give you a limited result on the outside, which isn't like a punishment. It's actually fantastic feedback, because it's pointing at something inward, saying, sweetheart, slow down, go inside, receive what you need, and ask yourself the question, how would abundance do what I'm doing right now? How would wholeness do what I'm doing right now? Because oftentimes people in our field, in this business, entrepreneurs, online leaders, are crazy pants, like going at a pace that is not sane, nor is it healthy. And I'm making this video for you to ask you, when was the last time you provided yourself with emotional safety with your emotional needs being met? When was the last time you connected inside, beyond the surface mind and beyond your empowered self today, and really checked in with a tender place inside of you and asked, what do you need, sweetheart? Or even to the inner child, is there anything you need? My inner child wanted to come to the beach today and it's a Monday, and I was like, got a lot done, and then I was like, cool, I could get a lot done in a much shorter amount of time and honor my deepest needs simultaneously, which is like a win, shazam, win, shazam. So this is a non-edited video with my heart and my thoughts. I know this is going to resonate with some of you, which is why I'm sharing it. What is your takeaway from this video? What does it mean to you to shift from lack consciousness, overextending, people-pleasing, perfectionist, mentality, which is all lack, into abundance consciousness, prosperity consciousness, which has a lot to do with your needs being met, going from saving others to saving yourself. I found a quote that I had written years ago in a very old journal that said, there are no enemies and there are no saviors. There are only thoughts that either hurt you or they heal you. What you believe, you receive. So for whatever that's worth to you, the issues aren't out there. I know it seems like they are, but really the transformation happens within. And what do you need inside of yourself now in order to feel whole, abundant, and safe? I love you guys. If you like this video or got something from it, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.